very hot conditions, and they've seen some great action too. And despite all the carnage, we haven't had any calls for the Munro safety car today, which is out on the circuit at the moment as the cars do their sighting lap. Hopefully, we won't have any calls for it in the third race of the day either. This is the starting grid for the decider. Scape on pole. He only needs to finish in the top 5 to win the round. Tander lines up alongside him. Seaton and Larkham, Longhurst and Faulkner, and Greg Murphy and Craig Baird on row 4.
Yeah, Tony Longhurst's having a pretty consistent day. Stephen Ellery, good showing too from the super cheap team. Neil Crompton, Dougal McDougall, Brad Jones, Stephen Johnson, Larry Perkins, Jason Bargwanna, and Paul Radisich clawing his way right up to 16th in that race too.
Mark Poole and John Bower recovering after what's been an awful day for the Tasmanian. Paul Wheel and Cameron McLean, Romano and Lowndes. There he is, went from 2nd to 22nd. He's off row 11, and Smurden and Ashby off 16.
Yeah, an interesting story in there too with Lowndes. Apparently the track is breaking up very badly. Pick up the valley section up in that 180-degree left-hander. And there's a lot of debris, and they think that maybe that's what punctured Lowndes' tyre in race 2. So the team's got to be very careful as they come up through that section of the circuit to try and avoid a puncture for race 3.
Now here's the Who's Out board. Peter Dillman went by the wayside earlier today. Karen McConville is a non-starter in this one, courtesy of that big crash we saw with Russell Ingall. It almost rolled McConville's car, and Donaher is out as well. He's got problems with a steering arm. Can tell you some late mail from the pits is that Craig Lowndes has also been fined for speeding in there. So that's a point of interest for you. There's the points as they stand for this round. Scaife on top, clear of Tander, Seaton, Larkham and Longhurst.
Tander and Seaton tied on points there, so critical final race for the Ford and the Commodore driver. As if Tander can get the start here, but Scaife's been starting brilliantly. He really is on form this year. He's finished no worse than 2nd place, Mark Scaife, in the opening 4 rounds of the championship. Looking like a winner here. He really is putting together an incredibly strong 2000 campaign.
I reckon the dark horse is Longhurst in this, because he's fired up, there's no doubt about that.
These are the 2 title contenders on the front row. 16 points separate them in terms of what they've earned today and where they stand in the championship. Scaife on pole, Tander eager for points, and a pack of Fords in behind them. We get set for the 3rd race of the day. Who will get the jump? Will it be Scaife or Tander?
Tander.
Great start from the youngster, the 23-year-old from Western Australia. Lights him up, and he has taken the lead. Scaife under a lot of pressure from Larkham as they work down towards turn 1. Faulkner, a brilliant start up alongside. There's a bit of contact in there.
There's a barrier.
Yep, that's Longhurst. He's had contact with Ellery. Stephen Ellery.
Oh,
wow, Stephen Johnson's managed to get through there as well. Now that's cost Ellery, who had a brilliant performance in race 1. That's cost him nearly.
Paul Romano.
Oh, dear me, again.
Paul Romano in a tangle there with one of the Optus Commodores. Oh, he's having a terrible season, isn't he? He's really 33rd in the championship. He really needed some good points here to get onto the grid in Canberra. He's really struggling throughout this weekend. They head up into the valley for the first time. Nose to nose, bumper to bumper. And we're ready for him next time around if he's still stuck there. Look how close Seaton gets up behind the back of Larkham's Mitre 10 Ford. Oh, one of the Valvoline cars in trouble.
Bargwanna.
So he's had a wretched day, broken wheel. After that collision earlier in the day, he really has been struggling. Let's have a look at the replay, Baz.
Oh, look at that. JB up the back of, who was that? The nearly...
Now, they were all taking evasive action for Steve Reed. That is down in turn 1. Everyone was braking late. Their bow broke. No, in fact, this is the opening lap, in fact.
Right, now look at the back there. There's John Bow there. Now watch, who goes right up in the air? That could have been Bargwanna, I think. You watch, so
everyone slowed up for Stephen Ellery, obviously.
Wow. And right underneath that car, the 2 rear wheels off the deck. So, drama upon drama. We always see it at Hidden Valley, particularly at that turn 1. It's the end of a 1 kilometre long straight. But this huge field trying to funnel into this very narrow turn.
Oh, no. Oh, well, Radisich is saying, what have I done to deserve
Unbelievable, isn't it? He came into this championship round 3rd in the point standings. He really needed a strong points haul to continue the fight against Scaife and Tander, but
he's broken something on the steering there, that front right.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
That's very damaging for Paul Radisich and Jason Bargwanna as well. But here's his teammate, Garth Tander, fighting back in this championship as he takes the fight right up to the Holden factory team. Mark Larkham in 3rd position, Seaton up behind him. Then it's John Faulkner having a very competitive outing in the Team Asia Online Commodore. Then it's Longhurst, Crompton up in 7th, Baird, Murphy, Jones in the top 10. Bradley Jones having another consistent run in the Aussie Mail Ford. flush under our camera, building up to 260 kilometres an hour before they brake hard for turn 1. There's Paul Radicic out of the action. And that's a huge disappointment for the Shell team. They really have been in the wars all weekend.
Keep an eye on this battle for 5th place at the moment. Faulkner coming under all sorts of pressure from Tony Longhurst in the Caltex Haviline Falcon. Up in front, though, look at the gap between Garth Tander and Mark Scaife, who sits in second. Larkham, that is a terrific performance from the Queenslander in the Mitre 1040. Holds out Glenn Seaton, the first of the Fords. Mark Larkham doing a sensational job in third, and Faulkner a great performance. Look at Seaton trying to get down the inside here in the valley part of the circuit. Wow, that was close.
That team has had to suffer a few growing pains, of course, the Mitre 10 operation. Oh, Seaton's gone off.
Seaton. Oh, look at that, Faulkner through.
Faulkner took advantage. And look at Longhurst on the outside
as well.
of the FTR Falcon. They're going to go side by side.
Long way around.
Doyle,
look at this.
Longhurst across the grass. Goodness me. I think he's actually broken some of the bodywork there.
Spoiler. Look at it.
Now, if he's damaged the under tray on that front spoiler, that's going to hurt the car's performance.
Yes,
Crompton will be there too. He'll be getting a sniff of this. Look at Neil Crompton tucked in behind Tony Longhurst now. They run down the 1 kilometre long main straight.
You can see Longhurst has damaged his front spoiler. You can see on the left.
Look at Crompton! That's Neil Crompton diving down the inside at turn 1. That's a smart move. Baird tries to go with him. The Stone Brothers teammates have been caught up together.
Oh, dear, mate.
Ross and Jimmy will not be happy.
No, definitely not.
Tony Longhurst, having his best run in a long, long time, has brought it all undone in the space of half a lap. Well, Craig Baird, I'm not sure whether he's managed to rejoin the action. Looks like he has, but Tony Longhurst, front and rear of the Caltex Haviline Ford, badly damaged.
That's the last time he'll be doing a post-race interview with you.
That brought him a lot of luck, Bob.
Reckon I put the mockers on.
Tander continues to lead up front. The man sitting in second place, though. Mark Scaife is the fastest on the circuit, a 1:10.18.
All the damaged material lying around the track there. Let's have a look at the replay. Watch Crompton. Watch this.
Oh, it's a brilliant move. Amazing. Yeah, hot stuff, that. Now, right, let's get a look here with Beardy and... yeah, see, Craig was going...
Oh, no, he's actually Baird's hit the back of Longhurst's car.
Yeah.
So, altercation between the two teammates. That's not what you want to see.
Craig was trying to get out the inside of Tony, and Tony was sort of, turning in.
Now, folks, keep an eye on Craig Lowndes. Bear in mind, he dropped back to 22nd position. He has moved up to 10th. Stephen Johnson sits in 11th. Larry Perkins is 12th.
Well, Larry's just taken Johnson for 11th as they came under brakes for turn 1. So Larry on the move. They've had all sorts of engine problems this weekend. Larry blew an engine in the warm-up. They put a new one in. Russell Ingall also had engine problems in Heat 2. So it has not been a good weekend for the Castrol Perkins operation. But Larry's storming back in this final heat. And there he is, the Rat.
Paul.
And that'll put him right down the point standings. A very damaging weekend in his campaign. Looking so strong after Eastern Creek. It shows you can go from top to bottom very, very quickly in this championship.
Some long faces.
Something flapping on... Oh, it's only his tape.
Some long faces in the Dick Johnson Racing pit over that. They've been struggling all weekend. Stephen Johnson, there he is, currently sits in 11th position, fighting his way forward. Brad Jones has dropped back to 15th, courtesy of that contact between Baird. Look at this. Glenn Seaton now having a run down the inside of John Faulkner at turn 1. Who's got the bigger brakes? Faulkner. Faulkner comes back.
Honestly, I thought it was that break. Yeah, it was that close. You thought there was going to be contact there, but Seaton managed to shut the nose of the car down just in time. And Faulkner moved across. This is a fantastic showing from Faulkner. 46-year-old veteran, 43-year-old, I should say. Multiple class winner for Toyota many years ago. And he's been a strong competitor in V8 Supercar, but this is really the most impressive showing we've seen so far.
And tucking close to Faulkner. Faulkner gets plenty of traction down, and Seaton is not close enough at this stage.
Horsepower-wise, there's very little in him, by the looks of it.
Fastest lap so far as Craig Lowndes fights his way back from that puncture. 1:09.99. Glenn Seaton down the inside, tries it again hard under brakes, but Faulkner goes a little bit deeper.
That's Cameron McLean. Cameron McLean has a fire of some sort at the back of the car there. The back left.
Oh, look, you can see that.
Oh, look, the grass is on fire.
What is he dropping?
And
a bit
underneath, see there, it's
dropping a bit of oil or something.
Let's hope the Queenslander gets out of the car quickly. There he is.
Let's hope the marshals get there with the old extinguishers.
What can you do? Has not been a good weekend for the Greenfield Mowers operation. Really struggling in 2000. Soon to form up in a two-car team with Rod Salmon, get some more money into the operation and hopefully prevent a more competitive package. Look at this though, Seaton all over the Team Asia online machine. The FTR Falcon driver pushing hard for every point he can get. Coming into this round, he was 4th in the championship points. Seaton needs every point he can get if he's going to challenge Mark Skaife before this championship's over. Faulkner currently 16th in the points, an important round for him too. 43-year-old, originally from Palmerston in New Zealand. Spent most of his life in Australia. Very strong competitor in Oscar as well. The guy really with his sights set on the top of V8 Supercar. Look at this tremendous battle as Seaton now gets in the draft. Looks down the inside as they brake hard for turn 1. Faulkner goes a lot deeper. And he's managing to box in this FTR car. Look at Seaton though, really nails it in the middle of the corner as they come out again. So Faulkner under maximum pressure.
Yeah, I think he was letting Faulkner go in nice and deep and Glenn settle in his car so he can get a better run round and a better run out. So
keep an eye also on Craig Lowndes, who continues to move his way through the field on the back of his former teammate Greg Murphy at the moment. Lowndes is up to 9th place and on the back of this freight train that is in behind this duo. At the moment, Faulkner sits in 4th place. Seaton in behind him. Here's the man who's leading the way. Skaife, yep, closing the gap a little.
Well, let's look at this replay, Baz. Poor wheel it is.
Oh, yeah, just looks... Well, he didn't see any smoke, but it just must have locked up on the rear end.
Yeah.
Rear end just maybe a bit of brake balance too much on the rear.
Pirouetted off the circuit.
So here's the attack. Mark Larkham in 3rd position. And look at this, Seaton on the outside of Faulkner.
Look at this at the back here. This looks good.
This is Craig Baird having a go at Neil Crompton down the front straight, coming for the ride. Greg Murphy and so too Craig Lowndes. Look at Lowndes looking left and right. Don't think there'll be any change of position here. Murphy defends from Lowndes.
Oh, I thought Baird was...
No, look at this. Lowndes goes around the outside of Greg Murphy, the 2 former teammates, and not a bit of paint traded in the slightest.
Well, Mark Larkham will be hoping that Glenn Seaton doesn't get in front of John Faulkner, because at the moment, if Larkham finishes 3rd and Seaton finishes 5th, Larkham will be 3rd. He'll be on the podium, his first podium ever in the Shell Championship Series. That'll be a real turn-up for the Mitre 10 team.
And the gap has closed a little bit. Tander has been wringing the absolute neck out of the Valvoline Cummins Commodore, and at one point during the course of that ad break ran a little bit wide. That enabled Skaife to close the gap somewhat.
Yeah, Skaife has really been able to close that distance, which may be a little bit of tyre trouble.
Craig Lowndes!
Oh, Lowndes! Oh, he definitely...
Can you believe the luck?
Definitely run over a black cow, so there's no doubt about it.
Can you believe the luck of our reigning champion in 2000?
The team had apparently called him in for a tyre change. Can you believe it? So we'll try and get a closer look at just what may have caused that. Let's have a squiz at the earlier incident. Now he got past Murphy there.
Back end just locked up.
Yeah, he may be in a lot of tyre trouble.
Yeah.
This track breaking up, a lot of these tyres are getting a hard time. And the temperatures here are tremendous. It's a very, very hot afternoon. Tremendously energy sapping.
Doesn't that tell the story, the face there of Craig Lowndes a moment ago?
It does.
He cannot believe how this championship's working out for him. But there you go. Seaton in front of Faulkner now.
Oh, look at Baird.
And look at Crompton too. He's having a good run.
It's about time. He's got some luck, isn't it, really?
Yep, so Crompton inside the top 6.
Now this is the second off for Craig Lowndes.
Same thing again,
Yeah,
back end locking up.
So his tyres are...
Well, you've got to give him some sort of credit. That was a remarkable fight back from 22nd position, and he got up as high as 8th.
Yeah, but that's the second time he's backed it in. He's got some problem with his rear brakes, or he's got no grip on the rear tyres or something, because the car looked very unbalanced under brakes for someone of Craig Lowndes' calibre to lose it like that.
Yeah, it definitely looked like there was so much on the rear, wasn't it?
But Neil Crompton now up in the top 6, fighting off a determined Craig Baird. Greg Murphy having a very competitive run for the Kmart Castrol team. They have struggled, really struggled for qualifying pace throughout the first rounds of the championship.
You'd have to say with Skaife, I reckon Skaife's going to struggle to get past Tander, because Tander's pretty good under pressure, isn't he? And,
well, Tander hasn't had a heat win this year. This will be his first heat win for 2000 if he can bring it home. But Skaife applying more and more pressure. He's still got a few laps in which to do something about the leader. But there's Seaton, Faulkner in 4th, Crompton, Baird, Murphy, and just behind them Larry Perkins. Great fight back. He's up to 9th, and Ingle in 10th. So the Castrol team have had a pretty hard day mechanically.
quite a lot of debris laying around everywhere, so it's amazing actually there's not more punctures.
Talk about the Castrol team. The boys have been working very, very hard down there today. Larry Perkins an engine change, and they've changed Russell Ingall's engine in the lead up to this heat as well. So it's been non-stop at Castrol Perkins Motorsport.
Well, we just heard from the pits that the possible cause of Lowndes' second spin there and his eventual retirement was another flat tyre. So
Wow.
He really doesn't have much luck at all in 2000. Things not going the way for our reigning champion. Let's have a look at this.
Oh, yeah, you can see the
Oh, that's what all that rubber is.
Yeah, it's all breaking up. There it is. There you go.
Okay, that was when he was coming out of the spin at turn 1.
Look at this, now Skate's closed the door here. So things getting tight at the top end of the order with laps counting down. 4 to go. Tander under all sorts of pressure from Skate, looking for his 3rd win of the day. Nothing in it at the moment as they exit turn 1.
Yeah, well, Skate was clearly 7/10 of a second faster on that previous lap. Tander, I'd say, is in tyre trouble.
Yeah,
there.
I was going to say, it looks like Scafie's tyres are in better nick than Tander's.
Garth is sliding all over the road. He's been catching some remarkable high-speed slides. He's really pushing this car as hard as he can go, but once those tyres are past their use-by date, it's very, very hard to hold out a car that's got tyres in better condition.
It's a vicious circle as well, because the harder you try, the more the thing slides around and the more it tears them to pieces.
And you've got to remember too, it's quite warm here, 33 degrees temperature, but on the circuit 44 degrees. So all this hard work from the drivers, coupled with that hot temperature, is now taking its toll.
So Garth Tander in defence, but
oh dear me.
Just a slower car there, Mike Emery. As the cars duck around, 3 laps remaining. Can Garth Tander hold out our series leader and score his first heat win in the Shell Series for 2000? He's under maximum pressure here. 260 k's, hard on the brakes for this very tight left-hander at the end of the main straight. Great shot there as they swing out up toward the S's once again. Garth Tander really trying to hold this lot together. Scaife has been able to close, but has not found an opportunity to get the nose of the car alongside the Valvoline Cummins machine yet. Tander's doing a great job. Incredible maturity from Garth Tander, the 23-year-old from Western Australia. I mean, you know, this kid has really come on so strong in the last 12 months in particular. And as you can see, he's struggling with this car and yet driving with an incredible level head. You just got to hope that when you're in Scaife's position, you push him as hard as you can. They run in just a little bit deep, but I don't know, he's good. Even though he's been sliding the car around, he would appear to be in trouble because Scaife was able to close the gap. You look at his last lap, a 1:10.59, Scaife a 1:10.74. He's got his pace is still okay. Look, Scaife looks like he's dropping off the pace a bit now. So we're not sure what's going on here, but whatever's happened, Tander has responded to the challenge. 2 laps remaining for the 23-year-old Western Australian. Scaife is definitely dropping back now. Well, it's been such high-pressure driving, hasn't it? JP. Look at the damage to the Caterpillar Ford. Me. Well, he qualified 3rd fastest Ford this weekend, and look at the way his weekend has ended. It started with a misfire on the warm-up lap of the opener of the day, and it has just gone downhill from there. Very, very... I think it's probably good we missed that radio contact. Change of position further up the order.
Yeah, I lost the power steering at the end of the straight. Is that hooked up to the water pump, is it? Yeah, it is, mate.
So there you go, that answers that.
Get them to have a look. Got a black smoke coming out of the front. Make sure nothing's on fire, please.
It doesn't look like anything's on fire there, but that is obviously the problem. The power steering has completely gone in that car. Craig Baird has moved past Neil Crompton to take 6th place. This is how they stand. Tander, Scaife, Larkham, Seaton, Faulkner in 5th place, Baird in 6th. And it's Crompton, Murphy, Perkins and Russell Ingall rounds out the top 10. They will get the last lap board to go this time around. So Garth Tander headed for his first heat victory for season 2000. And Scaife, all he's got to do is stay exactly where he is and he will win the round. Well, this is a very even contest. That last time around, there was just a 1/10 of a second in it. So Tander has responded magnificently to this challenge from Scaife. A few laps ago, he was all over. It looked like Tander may have been in serious tyre trouble, but he has responded very, very strongly. And he could bring this one home. The first victory for Tander in 2000 in a Shell Championship round. Well, he was so fired up for a 2 when they arrived and started doing practice here yesterday. The car had an electrical gremlin. They have had a few dramas sorting this car out. Bear in mind, in race 1, they had a plug come out of the gearbox and it started leaking oil, one of the selector plugs, and it looked a bit tentative for him. He managed to nurse it to the line, just getting to 4th place. But this is going to be his first heat victory of the season. The 23-year-old from Western Australia is certainly looking good. This is going to tighten things up too. If they finish the way they are, Tander will only be 12 points in arrears of Scaife in the championship points. So that really is, the season started off this way, a battle between Gary Rogers Motorsport and the almighty HRT. And now we're into round 5 and that battle's continuing. The 23-year-old headed for the checkered flag and his first heat win of the season. Well done to Garth Tander. He flashes the lights at the Valvoline Cummins team. Well done. The youngster takes out...
Good work, boys. Well done.
Well, you can tell there he's a very happy camper, no doubt about it. He's been trying to get that first win of the season, and he was so determined at the end of that first race today. He said to me, Rusty, we've got to do a lot of work in this car. They made a few changes. He was so keen to get some more points and make sure that Mark Scaife couldn't gallop away with the championship. A very solid drive from the youngster, and he's incredibly well-deserved.
That was great, really well-deserved, and good for Gary Rogers.
There he is, Tander, Scaife, Larkham, Seaton and Faulkner. We will come back on the other side of this to wrap it all up from Hidden Valley.
Well, the V8 supercars return to Hidden Valley, and the Northern Territory government and indeed the fans need a big round of applause for supporting the V8 so magnificently. A great show at Hidden Valley this weekend. Well, in third place today, a good performance. The Fords weren't quite there this weekend, but they're staying right in the thick of this championship. Put your hands together for Glenn Seaton. Well done. That's the second podium in 2 rounds. That's a pretty good way to start pulling those points together.
Yeah, it's actually, we finished third on the last 3 rounds. We didn't get on the podium in Adelaide because we didn't finish the last race in a good position, but we're making a habit of this. I just want to get a little bit further, and hopefully we can from Canberra on, because Canberra's going to be a great circuit for all of us. But thank you to Ford and Ford Credit, Mobile, and also Thermo King, and all my sponsors and all the guys on the team. They've been working pretty hard to get us back on pace.
Congratulations, Glenn Seaton, becoming a real force in the Shell Championship in 2000. Sure can see the strong performances from him as the season progresses. Well, in second place today, a fantastic fight in the third heat, and indeed his first Shell Championship Series heat win for 2000, Garth Tander. When we were watching Scaife close in on you there, we thought your tyres were shot, but you managed to respond pretty magnificently to that challenge.
Yeah, I made a couple of mistakes, and Scaife managed to catch up, so I just put the head down and managed to pull a small gap so I could conserve on that last lap. But thanks to our guys, we had to completely re-engineer the car after what was slapped on us with that 100 mil. And thanks to Valvoline, Cummins and Holden, all the fans here have been sensational, and we're looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, it should be. It's a great fight. You're now only 12 points behind Scaife. You had a bad round at Eastern Creek, but things have turned around here.
Yeah, it's good to be back up here after what happened at Eastern Creek, and the guys are doing a sensational job. The car's got great pace, and we're looking forward to challenging all the way to the end. Garth
Tander, ladies and gentlemen, put some money on him. He's going very strongly in 2000. Right now, I'll call on Ross Brady, the motorsport manager for Shell, to make the presentation to our overall winner today. And isn't he putting together a strong championship? Mark Scaife. Where are you going to put all that stuff? Well done, Scaife. We were saying before, you have finished no worse than second in the opening 5 rounds. That is a way to build a very strong campaign.
Well, obviously, our consistency last year wasn't that good. We had a couple of really bad rounds, and we thought this weekend might have been a bit of a bogey round for us. We qualified 16th and run 5th last year. So the guys done a great job. The cars are much better. We've tested at Winton. And, really, hopefully, if Ipswich and Winton aren't still those drama tracks, we'll be half a chance.
And just quickly, Canberra, the GMC 400. What a great meeting that's going to be.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I think everybody in pit lane is. But, if it has the sort of atmosphere of this place, this is like Adelaide. Hats off to everyone here that have come out and supported us. And certainly, Hidden Valley have done a fantastic job for the weekend.
Put your hands together, folks. The winner of round 5, Mark Scaife, Holden Racing Team Commodore.